Got to stop that. Can't have live music. Somebody's copyright infringement will be all over my ass if I do that. So no music, damn it. I don't have the rights to it. That's the way it goes. I'm no longer important. How's everybody doing tonight? September 11th, episode 103. Episode 103. Let's go for 200. I can do that. I can do another 97 of these in a row. It's only 3 months. 3 months, but so what? That's all of. I got to do the rest of September. So October, November, December, right? So by the end of the year, I'll have episode 200 under my belt. I think I can do that. I didn't really. Maybe you knew it, but Donny Osmond has the same birthday as me. Who knew? Donny Osmond. I'm like, what's hitting my butt? Oh, sorry. Let me move this real fast. I've got before I knock it over, it's a plumbing box filled with all sorts of little things, and it's heavy. Lots of copper in here. See, even says plumbing. Oh, crap. I needed to do this today. I did plumbing today. So I did a lot of, oh shit, this is going to fall, isn't it? Uh-oh. Wait. Oh, shit, I'm losing Legos everywhere. Oh, Jesus. Maybe it wasn't the best idea. Oh, I got Lego guys everywhere. All right, well, they're going to all have to be over here for now. I've got some, I don't know what, guys with guns and, sorry, that was not expected. I knocked all sorts of Lego dudes over. All right, let's put you there. Something's dangling over there now. I'm not sure where this went, but that fell from somewhere. This guy with his little lightning bolts fell from somewhere. Put it back there, and yeah, I guess that's something completely fallen. All right. Sorry. Shit happens, right? All right, now I won't knock over that. See, if I had knocked over the plumbing box, though, that would have been worse. There would have been little bits of like the elbows from copper, and it would have been clanky, and tools, and it would have been bad. So anyway, here we are. Hey, that's me. I was in that. I tried to work on a graphic tonight, and I failed miserably because I was trying to do it in CapCut, and I just couldn't get it together. I will try again. I will work hard at that in the next couple of days, and I'll tell you why. Anyway, I'll turn that off because that can be annoying. But I was trying to do something because here's why. Because in 1965, the Beatles' fifth album, Help, I Need Somebody, spent 9 weeks at number one. Here comes the graphic, 3 years later. Okay, like SpongeBob. I didn't want to use one because I found one that's like, I thought that's what I want to use. But it was a stock. Shutterfly stock, and it had, copyright, and I'm like, oh, well, I can't use that because that's clearly a copyright violation. So I was like, oh, I can replicate this myself. As long as I make it myself, it's okay. It can look similar. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't get the font right. I couldn't get the background right. It was a miserable failure. So I didn't get to have graphic 3 years later. No, didn't happen. But anyway, 3 years later, the Beatles again landed number one in the UK for Hey Jude. At the time, at that time in 1965, it set the record as the longest song as a chart topper because it was 7 minutes and 12 seconds long. So it wasn't on the charts the longest, it was just the actual physically longest song, 7 minutes and 12 seconds. So it got some accolades for that, I guess. You got to praise everything. I don't know. And this is what, 1971, Donny Osmond, which again shares my birthday, or I share his. I was born first. Or was I? No, Donny's older than me. I think he's older than me, I believe. But he got his first number one. And it's Go Away Little Girl. I don't. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. In 1971, Simon and Garfunkel go to number one in the UK with A Bridge Over Troubled Water. Now, again, I could have said the same thing 2 years later. And again, I wanted to get the graphic to do that, but no. I failed miserably. I could not get the graphic done. 2 years later, Art Garfunkel did his solo debut album, and he also got to get number 5 for Angel Clare. Angel Clare. I didn't listen to that tonight. That was one of the songs I did not. I was like, I don't need that. I liked Simon & Garfunkel, I'm a Rock, but I didn't get to the Angel Clare thing. I was like, no, I'm just not going to do that. That takes up too much time. See, I would be more efficient if I didn't stop every time I went to do something like, I want to make a graphic and spend 10 minutes failing and then I have to go back and do this over again. I'm like, I want to make a graphic. Listening to a song, I put this new song in. I'm like, because I hear bands and I'm like, wait, what song do I know from that band? I think that's, and it's then I go to I'm like, oh, hell yes. I'm like, oh my God, I'll get to one of those tonight. 1976, everybody had this album. Okay, if you're of the age, you had this album, or your friend had this album, but everybody did, because it spent 5 weeks at number 1, and it went to number 1 for the first time in April 10th of that year in 1976, and it did it 3 times total. Went number 1, fell to the chart, went back to number 1, fell to the chart, went back to number 1 again 3 times. 3 times number 1. It also was number 1 in Australia, Canada, Finland, and some other countries. It was Frampton Comes Alive. Everyone had Peter Frampton Comes Alive. Frampton Comes Alive. It was just that eponymous. It was like you saw it and your friend had it. You're like, oh, Frampton Comes Alive. We should listen to that. Right. So everyone had that. And it's probably in a vinyl collection. If you have a vinyl collection somewhere, you'd be like, yeah, I've got that. It's over there. But you had Frampton Comes Alive because it was number 1 3 separate times. 3 times. And again, I was going to make the graphic. I was really excited to make like, oh, I can just SpongeBob these graphics up. No, it's not that easy. I failed miserably at being a designer, apparently, tonight. Because I really want to do that. 1976. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Casey and the Sunshine Band have a U.S. single, number 1, Shake Your Booty. I believe Casey and the Sunshine Band had some legal troubles later on in their lives, but back then that was okay. They made it work. In 1982, John Mellencamp, also known as John Cougar, and then later as John Cougar Mellencamp. I mean, your nom de plume, and then put your real name with your nom de plume. I mean, I don't know, whatever, man. Was number 1 in the U.S. for 9 weeks with his 5th album, American Fool. I was trying to think. I was like, yeah, I remember some of those Little Pink Houses, and yeah, wasn't that in that album? I think. Don't know. I didn't have time. I didn't dive into it. I'm gonna rush through it tonight. Sorry. It's going to be a short one, so you don't have to sit there and be like, oh my God, this takes forever. I'm going to breeze through it, and I'll tell you why at the end. 1982, Chicago had a number 1 hit with Hard to Say I'm Sorry. Isn't everybody always hard to say I'm sorry? You fumble for the words to do that. 1983, I don't know why I put this in, just because I found it to be interesting that a songwriter, a singer could have 2 number 1 hits on the same day because of 2 different countries. Mariah Carey did that. She had a number 1 for 8 weeks with Dream Lover in the United States, and the same day, September 11th, she also had number 1 for Music Box in the UK single. So she had a number 1 album and a number 1 single, or number 1 single to single, but 1 in the UK, 1 in the US, same exact day, September 11th, 1993. Same thing for this one. I just found this to be interesting because 1999, Christina Aguilera, I guess, was number 1 for Genie in a Bottle, and she got Grammy for Best New Artist. Really? I mean, I don't know. I guess I missed that whole Christina Aguilera phase. I just, just didn't get it. I just didn't get it. Wasn't my scene at the time. There wasn't music I was listening to in 1999. I can tell you that for sure. Same with this one. Shania Twain, no. Tim McGraw, no, same thing, nope. In 2004, The Libertines With the same name, the album of the same name, The Libertines, were number one in the UK in 2004. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm just going to breeze through some of these things because that was it. I didn't get to the other pages. I got started really late tonight because I worked really late. I was doing plumbing. So I plumbed, what's it, 10, 20, 30, 40, 70 feet of copper tonight. I did 70 feet of copper. Old school. I don't have one of these like $2,000 pneumatic presses and shark bites. I mean, that's just lazy. I mean, it really is. Unless you got something to repair or that's just lazy. All right. I mean, I'll put those on the end for like the valve because that way you can take them off again because if they go bad, you don't have to cut the solder and redo it because that sucks. That does suck. If you have a short, your stub out is short and you have to change out the valve on like the toilet and the sink because it goes bad. Ugh, man, that creates problems. It really does. I've had to deal with that where I'm like, okay, how do I fix this? Then you have to dig in the wall, whatever. But if you do a shark bite at the end, then you can remove them. So if the valve goes bad, or at least you can just remove it and put it back on because you don't damage the copper. But anyway, old school. I sweated the joints, sweated all the joints, all the elbows, all the T's, 45s, 90s, the whole bit. Subbed out a whole bathroom. So just saying, old school. Sweat those joints. I mean, come on, copper. The joints are, it's 45 cents. Shark bite's like $18. Just saying. Old school, people. It's the way to do it. Learn those trades. Learn those crafts. Robots can't take that job just yet. At least not in the house. They can definitely do it on a factory line. I'm way obsolete for that. Anyway, born on this day, 1943, Mr. Michael Hartman. We all know him as Mickey Hart of the Grateful Dead. Also, on this day, born 1943, the garage rock band, The Kingsmen, Jack Ellie. Now, if you like The Kingsmen, I don't know, you do know The Kingsmen because you've heard their song that's a huge hit. I guarantee it. I don't care how old you are. You've heard it. It's Louie Louie. Louie Louie, oh, we gotta go. Yeah. You've heard it. Everybody has. It's one of those songs that it's in everything. It's in movies, it's on TV, it's in film, it's you name it. So at some point you've heard that song, whether you like it or not. You heard it in a bar, probably heard it in Kroger or the supermarket because they recycle stuff like that in the supermarket. So yes, Louie Louie, The Kingsmen, Jack Ellie, born on this day. 1953, Mr. Tommy Shaw of Styx. Welcome to the Grand Illusion. There was a whole bunch of stuff on that, but I was like, I'm really not going to dig into it tonight. And again, I'll explain why. There's a whole reason. Now, I did, let's see. So, also, 1957, Jonathan John Moss. He's the drummer, but he played with bands like the Culture Club, also The Damned. We talked about The Damned last night. Remember, that was the song that we talked about last night. That's a really good cover that I didn't realize was, as well as Adam and the Ants. And I love Adam and the Ants. And sometimes you can't see your heroes. Adam and the Ants story, sorry. Loved Adam and the Ants. Saw Adam and the Ants play many, many years ago. I have a picture with Adam and the Ants. And he was young and skinny and great, and it was really good. And then I went and saw him just a couple of years ago, and Adam has had, I think I've said this, he's had mental issues throughout his entire life, but the voice wasn't there. The show was just, it was, you wanted to see it, but I was like, oh, I felt bad. Just wasn't at that level, Sometimes you got to hang up the gloves. Just saying. Anyway, 1965, Richard Melville Hall, his birthday. Come on. Do you know who that is? I didn't. I was like, what? Richard, wait. I was like, wait a second. Melville Hall is like, ready? It's Moby. It's Moby. Now, this is interesting. I didn't know this. I've met Moby. I have a nice gold record from Moby, but I didn't know this. And this is what makes it really, really interesting of all things. 1991 in the UK, he hit number one for a single go. In 2000, he had his album Play, went platinum over 20 countries, and it was in the Billboard charts for 81 weeks. But, again, his name is what? His name is Richard Melville Hall. Okay? Do you know someone famous that was Melville? Okay? Herman Melville. He was an author. Do you know what he wrote? He wrote Moby Dick. He's related to the author of Moby Dick, and he calls himself Moby. Blown away. There it is. That's why he calls himself Moby. I'm assuming. Could I be wrong? Sure. But I think I'm safe on this one. You know, as far as stretches goes, this seems like a very, okay, that was an easy stretch. That does not seem like a tough one for me, or even you, if you think about it. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And if you knew that, golf clap. Bravo, more power to you. Yes, I'm impressed by Richard Melville Hall, Moby, related to Herman Melville. Who knew? But that's how that goes. Also born on this day, New Orleans' famous son, favorite son, Harry Connick Jr. I got to meet Harry Connick Jr. at Mardi Gras one year. He was one of the float grand marshals, and I got to go to an event afterwards and meet him. He was really nice. Like, seriously, like, you'd think, I was like, come on, this guy can't be this nice. He was actually that nice. He was like that with everybody. He was very generous with his time, was talking to everybody, and he was just, I was like, wow, okay, I guess he really is that nice of a guy. I guess, you know, when you're sort of the king of Mardi Gras, I think he was Rex or Endymion, one of the big ones. But yeah, you know, he was just super cordial and nice and spent time with people. And he's like, hey, I'm Harry Connick. It's like, yeah, no shit. I just saw you on the parade in front of, 100,000 people. Anyway, 1971, the founding member of the band The Verve. Now, they were it spent over 100 weeks the Billboard chart. For their 1997 Urban Hymns album. You probably remember Lucky Man or The Drugs Don't Work. Most famous one is Bittersweet Symphony. You know that one. But that is... Richard Ashcroft. I'm like, wait, what am I looking at here? I had it written on 2 pages. See, I had to go to a smaller version today. I don't like it at all. I read the paper, says I went through this entire thing. I didn't realize I filled it entire. Like, I guess, I'm using a couple pages a night, so I'm doing a lot of writing. Good for my dexterity, I guess. But I went to this smaller composition book. I don't like it. It's too small, and I kind of shorthanded and truncated things, and my spelling's already shitty enough, and my penmanship gets sloppy as I get tired toward the end. So anyway, yes, Richard Ashcroft from The Verve, which again, listen, I was like, oh, that's yeah, very good. Good, The Verve. Good stuff. Definitely throw that back into your list of bands to listen to. No question. It's worth it. Very good. But he also had a solo in 2003 in the UK, went to number 3. As well as a song for lovers. And then in 2000, he had number 1 for Alone with Everybody. I don't remember that. I just remember The Verve. And again, sometimes I forget these bands. See, without the radio station, I don't have that constant flow of somebody else putting all the stuff in there because the algorithm doesn't pick out bands like The Verve or this next one that I'm going to tell you about in about 2 seconds. Miss Kay Hanley, born on this day in 1968. Letters to Cleo. I was like, yo, man. I was like, Letters to Cleo, yeah. And I was like, wait a second. Now, this is where it gets ironic, okay? Because their big hit was Here and Now, right? And you're going, I don't know where this is going. You're going to have to... I am going myself to see Here and Now. SEA. Here and Now. How funny is that? Okay. Yep, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to do this tomorrow, but different. And Saturday and Sunday. So 3 days, I've got to figure out how to do this now. I decided last minute I'm going to go to Asbury Park, New Jersey to go see bands. Lots and lots of bands at a giant festival on the beach, which is sandy. And I have no credentials, no VIP, no nothing. I cannot tell you, honestly, it has been 30 years, at least more than 30 years, that I've been to a festival and not had credentials. I couldn't buy VIP. They're sold out. I checked with record labels. I checked with promotions people. I checked with the concert, like the people that put it on. Nope. I got denied all across the board. I'm like, it's like, all right, I guess I'm going to be with the unwashed masses. Which should be interesting, to say the very least. Because, again, like I said, I am spoiled to shit from doing this for 35 years. And it's going to be a very interesting experience for me to be out in the public, just like without the ability to go like, oh, well, I'm going to go into the shade, or I'm going to go get, the higher faluting snacks, or leave and be able to come back and whatever else. So yeah, that's going to be interesting, to say the very least. So we'll see how this works out. But I'm going to try and, while I'm going to spend transport time, I'm going to work on CapCut and try and, I found a tutorial guy who does all these CapCut tutorials. And I'm like, there it is. I need the tutorials so I can do some fun edit things and make some stuff. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and make some edit things of me, like going to the festivals. Because I used to do this. I used to have some fun ones. But I got out of the habit. And it's hard to get back in the habit, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just telling you. It just is. So Kay Hanley from Letters to Cleo, Here and Now. Listen to that song. It's a good song. I just listened to it when I was starting. I had to click it off. And I was like, yeah, I like that song. Anyway. Let's see. 1975, Mark Klipinski from Breaking Benjamin. Had to throw that one in there. And then let's see. 1977, co-founder, lead guitarist, UK 2000 number 4 for their song Yellow, number 1 for Parachutes, 2005 worldwide, number 1, X and Y. 8 Brit Awards, 3 Best Brit Group Awards, 5 MTV Music Awards, 7 Grammys. Co-founder Johnny Buckland of Coldplay, who also just made the news very famously for putting the CEO up on the screen while he's philandering with his, canoodling with his whatever. And yeah, that didn't end well. And I love it, like, we're going to sue you. I don't know when the last time you looked at the back of your ticket, but it pretty much says good luck. It's all it says. Just the print's so tiny, it's like blah, 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 blah. And basically, if you look at it and hold it back, you squint your eyes, it just says good luck. Because, yeah, they've got you indemnified 7 ways to Sunday. You can fall down a flight of stairs because the stairs are missing. Don't care. You're going to get attacked by a wildebeest. Don't care. The bouncer can throw you down the same flight of stairs that doesn't exist onto a wildebeest. Don't care. There's nothing. You can have some really good lawyers. That's just going to cost you a lot of money because, again, they don't care. So, yeah, he can sue all he wants, but that's not going to happen. Nothing will come out of that. You can keep reading. I'm sure that won't happen. And then lastly, born on this day, same as Buckland, 1977, Christopher Brian Bridges. No idea. This one totally had me. Christopher Brian Bridges, he's a rapper and actor. He plays I guess, Tej, T-E-T-E-J, Tej Parker on the Fast and the Furious. In 2001 in the UK, he had a number 1 or number 10 single. In 2002 in the US, he had the number 3 album, Word of Mouth, M-O-U-F, Mouth. Mr. Christopher Brian Bridges, Ludacris. Yeah, that one threw me. I'm like, no, we didn't know that one at all. And we're going to get some other nom de plumes here in the unfortunate we've lost them category on this day. We'll start with 1987. Died at 42. Shot in his home. Winston Hubert McIntosh. Get up, stand up for your rights. Mr. Peter Tosh. Yes. He was the founding member of the band The Wailers, if you remember. Very reggae. So, Peter Tosh was good stuff. Now, I see the camera's going to run out of time, so I'm going to switch it to this so I can do this and not look like an idiot because I didn't push the button properly in time. And the screen goes to black, and I'm like, oh. I'll get that work done. I'll find a different thing that I can click and maybe do it faster. I don't know. Or not, because I have more graphic and go, here, watch this. That's what I worked on. So I'm going to work on shorts. I promise. For the next 3 days, I'm going to work on shorts. Even though I can't take a GoPro anywhere with me, I'm going to take 2 phones and one I'm just going to use as a camera. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to take 1 phone, 2 phones, and I'm just going to use this as a camera. Nothing but for that phone. So video, pictures, the whole bit. See what I can work out. Also, we lost on this day in 2009, James Jim Carroll from the Basketball Diaries. Come on, you know that. 1980, his song People Who Died. I guess 1995, Leonardo DiCaprio did a film by the same name, Basketball Diaries. I did not know that. That I did not know. I've never seen that movie. That was on my, didn't know that list. So I guess I'll have to figure that out and see that at some point. So I can find the Leonardo DiCaprio movie of James Jim Carroll, Basketball Diaries. All the people who died. Well, this is exactly what I'm doing, is all the people who died. That's... okay, nope, that's just... I wrote it in the wrong spot. Nope. She didn't die. 2014, Robert Bob Crew. Left us at 83. Now, he was not a singer per se, but he was a writer and songwriter, and he wrote a lot of stuff. So he's made it's just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Big girls don't cry. Big ragdoll. I mean, yeah. So Robert Bob Crew with the C-R-E-W-E, like. Excuse me. In New Orleans, when you are float, it's a crew with a K, K-R-E-W-E, like Crew de Taka, which I have a card. See, look, this is a thing I made, which was the Crew de Taka. It was a volunteer group I made. And look, I have all sorts of stuff on the back. I found these cards the other day when I was digging through stuff. You know, just all the things that slip away. Time. Stealer of all things. 2020, Frederick Nathaniel Toots Hibbard died at the age of 77. Now, if you didn't get that one, it is. And this wasn't a good day for reggae, for deaths of reggae, by the way. That was Toots and the Maytals. I was like, oh, well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that also passed away on this day. Toots and the Maytals. So we lost a couple of icons when it came to reggae. I find that to be... Now, see, I'm always wondering that I've noticed this weird thing, and this is just, again, making shit up. But I see sometimes that there's blocks of people that are born on the day, and it's like, oh, there was a bunch of drummers born on this day. And then like two reggae people die on the same day. And I'm sure it's just coincidence because there's enough people that are on the planet to do that. But it just seems like, like there was this many hockey players are born. It's like, are there days that, is there something that's predetermined that's different? I just realized that I was told that my zodiac sign is not correct. That we all are incorrect. There's a whole new zodiac because the stars shifted and the earth moved and everything else. And I have a different symbol and everything. And it's a New York Times article. So you have to read or go Google the zodiac is wrong. Your zodiac is wrong. I didn't read the whole thing yet, but I was like, wait, what? And I have some like, I'm an Anachachis or something. I forget. I was like, what? It's like, I thought I was Sagittarius. No, that's not me anymore. I'm now this weird like symbol with a line and okay, whatever. I guess that's what it is. And the only person I saw that was an actor that we lost today was John Ritter. Three's Company, John Ritter. He was also in Bad Santa, if you remember. He was the manager of the department store. He was all flustered when he was talking about very prolific sex acts. And John Ritter's like, very prim and proper. Things happen in threes, births and deaths. Hi, Todd. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They do happen in births and deaths. Oh, right. You're supposed to hit likes. Like this. I see somebody hit a like. I've been See, I don't have the script. I did decide I am going to bring the TV down here, and I am going to put a TV back behind this camera. Again, I don't know if you can see if you look, but this is the camera right here. So you can see the edge of it. That's the camera. So you can see the lens right there from the overhead view. I am going to bring one of the TVs that I have, maybe more, but I'm going to put like a 60-inch. I know, it's ridiculous, but I've got so many of the damn things. I have like 6 friggin'... Those didn't get stolen the other day. I guess apparently then walking out the door with a 60-inch TV wasn't what the burglars wanted to steal. They did steal my Honda generator, though, which really pisses me off because I needed that because there's no power in the building. So I would have liked to have that for emergency lighting. No, I don't have anything. And apparently at least 4 guitars. I didn't even know so many damn guitars in that building. I couldn't even tell you. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to bring at least one of the TVs and hang it somehow right behind here so that I don't have to look down. So I can, if I write these things, I can write them or type them. And I'm fearful if I type them, I won't remember them and it won't be as tactile. We'll see. But then maybe at least I won't have this one here. I can have this up there. So at least I can look at that and maybe I can play with my edits of pictures a little better because I'm going to try and do more graphics. I really, really want to do more graphics. Like I said, I was excited to do like 3 hours later, like, no. And I was going to do something fun for Moby. No, I couldn't do it. I just failed miserably with my CapCut skills. And I have no drawing skills whatsoever. I just don't. So, what can I tell you? That's about it. It's 11:30. I had to be up at 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. I got to be up in 6 hours. Is my alarm set for 6 hours? What's my alarm set for? My alarm set for some like ungodly amount of time from this moment. Let's see. What is my alarm set for? My alarm is set for 6 hours and 11 minutes from now. So if I went to bed right this second and fell asleep in 30 seconds, I would still only get 6 hours and 11 minutes of sleep. Or 10 minutes of sleep. 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's not fucking happening. I'm going to get like 5 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. But that's okay. That's okay. I will whisk my way off and I will go to New Jersey. And I'm going to see my aged mother. My mother's 93. So happy that she's still here. But I'm going to go see my aged mother and go have breakfast with her and lunch and dinner and spend a couple days with her and possibly go to Asbury Park to go see the See Here Now Music Festival as a pedestrian, which I'm really just thinking about. I'm like, crap. And I bought a clear bag because I can't carry in my normal backpack of crap and throw it in the stage or throw it in a van or throw it in a tent. Yeah, this is going to be weird for me. Just so you know, this is going to be very, very weird. This will be the first festival I have been to in, like I said, close to 35 years that I've not been somewhat connected to the artists or media or something that it gives me privileges. Because I'm spoiled, okay? That's all there is to it. I am not going to lie. Yeah, gotta be a dinosaur time. No kidding. You know, but yes, it doesn't make me a horrible person, okay? Promise. It doesn't make me a horrible person. I mean, I'm a horrible person, but this isn't what makes me a horrible person, okay? Just realize that. There's lots of other reasons I'm a horrible person, but this is not one of them. But yes, I just, you know, you get spoiled. You get accustomed to a certain lifestyle. And A, I can't buy that lifestyle anymore, and B, I don't have that lifestyle anymore. It doesn't exist in my world, so I cannot do those things, which sucks. You have no idea. I mean, you do. You probably have an idea, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm a complete ass, but yeah, this is going to be weird. It's definitely going to be weird, just so you know. Anyway, I appreciate you. I will try my best to make them interesting for the next 3 days. And then from then on, I'm going to try and do more. When I have time, I'm looking, like I said, I found the guy that does these tutorials on CapCut. So I'm going to practice making some just crappy edited videos that I can then go, oh, okay, so now I know how to do this. So I can just sort of keep them as a folder and a file and say, oh, if I want to do this, I just do this and do this. Okay. I'm learning, you know, wrinkle my brain, old dogs, new tricks, the whole bit, you know, all that stuff. That's what I got going on. Besides that, oh, wait, look, you know, I found, oh, I'm so going to do this. So, look, stickers. It doesn't say Randsanity, and I figured that out later on that I'm like, oh, it probably needs to say more than this because I'm not frigging Nike. I'm not famous enough to be like, oh yeah, hey, you see that R? You know exactly what that means, right? No, you have no clue what it means because, duh, Nike spent $1 billion to be able to take the damn name off of Nike and leave a swoop. And I just expect people to be like, hey, that cool, that R in there, that must be Randsanity. No. What a pretentious dick I am. I'm going to take these with me, though. And I will be putting these on things in Asbury Park, New Jersey. There you go. So, if you ever make it back to Asbury Park, New Jersey, and you see this, if I had any stickers for the radio station, oh, wait, I don't work there anymore. But I have a lot of stickers left. I would take some of those, but I'm not going to the station tonight. That's just not happening. It's too late. And I've made it so burglar-proof now. It's ridiculous. It really is. Besides boarding up the windows, which I did, I got up on a ladder and I put sheets of plywood over the windows. So now it literally looks like an abandoned building, which it is. It just says crap still in it. But I took a bike rack and chained it. What am I stepping on? Oh, a Lego gun. Stupid Lego guy. I chained a bike rack across the door, like wedged it in there and put 3 different locks with 3 pieces of chain on it. So, all you can do is put a deterrent. If someone wants to get in, they'll just cut those locks, but they're not going to do it in a second. It's going to take them a little more time, and it's going to be a little noisier than just breaking a window where no one's watching behind trees that are now cut down. Just saying. Anyway, hard to go from VIP and whatever not VIP. Yeah, whatever not VIP is. Right, it's just, the huddled masses, the unwashed masses, the normies, all that stuff. It's definitely that, all those things. Anyway, I'll be fine. Don't mind me. Woe is me. And there was woe. Anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate you. I will look forward to tomorrow, however this is going to be. It's going to be something different. I don't know if I'm going to try and take this setup with me or if I'm just going to take my laptop. If it's my laptop, then it's going to be a single stream, and I don't know if I think I should be able to play videos onto it. I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know if I can make a video play on this while I'm here. That I don't know. Anyway, all right. We'll give it a shot. Thank you. Appreciate you. Do good things, and try and be nice to each other. Jesus, what the hell? I literally had to just last note. I had to stop reading Facebook. I just couldn't. I went through it. I was on for 2 minutes. So if I ever miss your birthday, it's not because I'm dissing you. I'm just not looking at social media anymore right now. It's not even social anymore at this point. I mean, really, it's I don't know what it is. So I'm just trying to not. I just can't. Just can't. Can't. So yeah. I'm off it. I will use it for other purposes, but I'm not going to read it. I'm going to post my own crap. But that's it. Rarely, except if it's commerce or this. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you later. Fade to black. I don't like this notebook at all. I must get a new one. End